Guys, hi, my name is Liv Donovan. I'm 21. I live in London currently. Just moved back from Manchester where I spent 3 years doing a degree in ancient history, and I'm currently looking for a job, but a graduate. And I guess that's my occupation at the minute. But I should probably also tell you that I am working on my own EP at the minute. Have been for a few months now in Manchester and continuing it here. So hopefully for the next year or so I'll be, focusing on my own music and get a part-time job somewhere, but then in the future I hope to be able to put that out, so we'll see how that goes. What type of music do I listen to? I always find that a really hard question because I don't really like to categorise music, but I suppose you have to, genres are necessary. But I listen to a mixture of electronic, R&B, dance music, house music, blues, jazz, everything. Really that it's hard, has got any kind of element of soul to it that you either feel in the vocal or the production, and I guess that can come from like any genre of music. And that's the great and powerful thing about all types of music, is that you can resonate with any song no matter what kind of, what kind of beat it has, what kind of synth it has, what kind of genre it might fit into. Who are your favourite artists? I'm quite a fickle being, as in like my favourite artists change with whoever I'm listening to most at the minute, but I have to say that Banks, you've definitely heard of Banks. I'm mildly obsessed with her, but she is definitely one of my favourite artists of all time. I mean, she's changed the way that I listen to music, she's changed the way that I write music myself. I mean, as a songwriter, she's given me a lot of courage to be bitterly honest. Sometimes I think songs or artists shy away from that and talk about more general things, but she's completely and utterly honest. And when you have a voice and something to say, you kind of need those like pioneers to lead the way for you. So she's completely changed my life, and I just love the mix of music that she brings, like in her like production, or like what her producers bring for her. I mean, you've got a really heavy like R&B beat or like bass, but then you have elements of like electro soul and house, and then just pop, because I guess she is quite accessible for a lot of people, but in a new way. Like, she's just bringing her own sound completely, which I love about her. And also, she was quite under the radar. She wasn't all over in your face type of thing. She did come out of nowhere and with a body of really strong songs, which is, why I respect her as an artist. How do I tend to discover new music? It's mainly online, yeah, I would say. I mean, I do go to gigs, but that's probably only after I've like heard of the artist, or like I respond with them in some way. But like, I'm a massive SoundCloud lover. I mean, some people are more YouTube, but I find a lot of things on SoundCloud. The hashtag's really helpful, and also how it recommends various different types of songs that you might like based on who you're listening to. And also you might hear someone on SoundCloud that's all about the music, instead of YouTube, where you have people like wanting to put the visuals as well. SoundCloud, I find, is just about the music, and so I think it caters for a different audience, and it's something you can listen to, you can just put on in the background and it will carry on. You don't have to keep searching and searching. What's the latest artist that you've discovered? Other than Banks, I don't want to bring Banks up again, but I usually respond to vocalists. As a vocalist myself, anyone who has a particularly soulful tone or soulful story, I'm all about the soul, I will respond with, and it's kind of hard for me to articulate, but I'll know myself when I really like connect with someone. And you've probably heard of a singer called Will Hurd. His voice is amazing, like probably one of the best male vocalists in the world. And he's fairly young, up and coming, and I had to YouTube him I had to find some of his songs to like satisfy my need after I heard his voice. And there are just a few like live sets from like gigs that he's done, but his own stuff sounds amazing. And he's one of the few people that can really like tell a story through his voice. That might sound quite ridiculous, seeing as you're saying words when you're singing, but you can feel every line that he's saying, you can feel it, you know, not just hear it, you can like feel it really like in your senses, and that's how I know when I've really responded to an artist.